said to me, Jean-Paul, you are the greatest artist in the world. We want you to paint a ship.
Welcome to Scrapheap Challenge, the show where bodging boffins turn hunks of junk into well-oiled wonders, using heaps of talent and piles of scrap.
And it's a decorator's dream this week, as we're asking our teams to build mobile painting machines.
Our teams will have to paint the Scrapheap Chalet, 6 metres high by 7 metres wide. Accuracy is paramount, as they'll be penalised for any paint that strays over windows or doors. And if that wasn't enough, they'll have to complete the whole job from the other side of the picket fence, 4 metres from the chalet wall. So our teams will need to think outside of the pot if they're going to reach over the top of the fence and under the apex of our scrappy roof without getting any on the windows.
We'll certainly need some chirpy chappies for this challenge, but who's going to risk getting spattered?
Well, it's a family affair this week. First up is a brotherly team of robot builders from Bognor Regis. Hydraulics, servos and evil empires are nothing new to these high-tech hotshots. Trying not to blow his circuits is Captain Si. Taking over the scavenge are Si's brother Gazza and their mate Mikey. Exterminate! It's the cyborgs.
They're up against a family of stock car racers from Edinburgh. Putting old bangers through their paces is all in a day's work. Bashing heads together is Captain and eldest son Jamie. Going round and round in circles and asking, are we there yet? A dad Kev and younger brother Fraser. Shake your sporran, it's the Crash Bang Plan.
Welcome, teams. Now, don't get too emotional. Your challenge today is to build painting machines that can decorate a house from a distance.
Oh yes, teams, pull on your overalls and lay down your dust sheets. You'll be knocking up mobile painters that can slap base coat on a wall 4 metres away. And if you don't get them finished in 10 hours, you'll have eggshell on your fascia.
Hey, OK, teams, pop your lids on the sound of the gong. Wait for it, wait for it. Go!
What do we do? Roller, paintbrush. Could be a nozzle.
Jet nozzle. You're not wanting a spray gun, you want a big emulsion brush. A roller.
Nice little boom.
Long arm, an arm.
They build a vehicle, something small and nippy, really. Well, that's your department.
It's got to carry paint.
So they try to dunk it in, and then up and onto the boulder.
Yeah, that'll work.
Our teams seem to have a base coat on already, but to help them with the gloss, we've brought in some experts. Keeping the cyborgs from overload is a Scrapheap veteran who's been both an expert and a judge in the past. His long stint in the Royal Engineers means he can turn his hand to anything, which is just as well for this out-of-the-ordinary challenge. He's Richard Little.
Hi, Richard. Hi. What have we come up with so far then?
Basically come up with the idea of pressure feed the paint up a boom.
Okay.
And obviously, have a boom that goes up and down, small vehicle, so it's nippy.
Yep.
And then just compressor to pump some air into get the paint up.
Like the idea. Now, say compressor, what about hydraulics? Using a hydraulic pump? Yeah. Possibility then, we could actually use a ram to control our arm, and we've got the pressure at the actual nozzle. You can have 3 or 4 nozzles if possible, give us a nice sort of spray, and at the pressure of the pump will give us all of that and give us some hydraulics to make this moving. Sounds good?
Expert and team seem to be painting from the same palette. To reach up to the eaves from over the fence, they're building a boom arm mounted on a vehicle. Paint will be delivered via an adjustable spray head. 2 hydraulic systems will provide power to raise the arm and spray the paint. A spray means good, quick coverage. But hydraulics is a complicated science. One leak in the system and they won't just be hurting, they'll be in a world of paint.
By using this, we don't have this big bulky construction on the back. Just keep it nice and tight.
Helping the Crash Bang clan drive a straight line is another engineering all-rounder with special expertise in bespoke fabrication. His last project was building a cage for a 20-ton excavator. With an eye for the unusual, it's Rue Victor Trott.
Hi team.
Hi, how you doing?
Jamie.
I'm Jamie.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you.
What are your ideas, gentlemen?
I was thinking about a roller on the end of a retractable boom.
Counterweight sort of boom.
Yeah,
and
aye. Retractable, so you can just pull it in, lock it with a pin.
say we have the boom coming out perhaps at an angle with our roller. If we put some brushes on it, but set the brushes, you know, at a spiral, and then we've got coverage all the time instead of it. Yeah.
The only problem we've got then is loaded the paint.
If we go up the avenue of a little spray bar on it, so we can adjust the feed of paint.
Like their opponents, the Crash Bang clan have also got a good idea. It's a far more simple approach. They too are building a boom arm on the back of a vehicle. But the arm will move with the help of a counterweight. And an electric pump will feed the paint to a motorised roller. This method is both consistent and accurate. But without a powerful paint feed, they may as well be painting with a toothbrush.
What do you think? One of those sort of lines?
Yeah, that would work.
But before they can start painting, our teams have to load their brushes.
What are we going to need? Get a vehicle first, obviously.
Some box channel for this boom here.
Pumps, the tank.
A paint roller.
Yeah.
Reservoir.
Reservoir, yeah.
Helmet's on, away you go, bring back the goods.
Come on in, guys, let's go for it.
Well, whoa, they're off. Well, as we can see, Lee, it's different strokes for different folks.
That may be true, Bobby, but can the cyborgs scavenge what they need for their super sprayer? Or will a Crash Bang clan race ahead with their coasting roller?
We'll find out after the...
Welcome back to Scrapheap, where our two teams have been challenged to decorate a house without going anywhere near it. Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, look at it. It's not even shabby chic. It's just shabby. Ragroll the whole thing in fuchsia, I say, and leave it at that.
This week, the teams must build machines that can drive round our Scrapheap house and paint its wall from the other side of the picket fence.
Bognor Regis robot builders the Cyborgs and their expert Richard Little plan to build a mobile spraying machine using a vehicle-mounted boom arm and an adjustable spray head, both powered by hydraulics.
Meanwhile, Edinburgh stock car racers, the Crash Bang clan and their expert Rue Victor Trott are going for a roller mechanism, comprising a counterweighted boom arm and an electric motor, feeding paint to a powered roller.
For both teams, the priority is to find a decent donor vehicle.
What's that thing there?
And it's the Crash Bang clan who are first off the mark.
Jamie, I found quite a large looking van with a large diesel engine in it.
Sounds brilliant, mate. Just get it in and we'll have a look at it. Definitely.
Yes! Brilliant. Get it. Try and get it rocking, Fraser, back and forward.
Sounds promising, doesn't it?
Is the wheel straight?
Making a lot of smoke rather than any progress at the moment.
Keep going!
Need a van or a car or something.
Meanwhile, Cyborgs, Gaza and Mikey are on the lookout for a vehicle of their own.
Look at that thing. Have a look at that.
What about that red one? Pretty mashed.
Gary,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that van?
What van?
That white thing.
Yeah, we'll have that instead. Sod it. Si? We're going for a white van, sort of transit size.
Perfect. Oh, excellent. White van man, wicked.
Now do that. Yeah, all right, leave it with us. Cheers, mate.
While the scavengers salvage their base car, Captain Si and expert Richard get busy with housekeeping.
Okay, you've got 2 power supplies.
And as so often when you're having a tidy up, you find something you didn't know was there.
More flexible.
Well, that prop shaft looks pretty cool down there.
Yeah.
Si reckons this prop shaft could be a pivotal part of the Cyborg's design.
Well, how tall are we going?
Well, probably, yeah, that's all. It's just something to give us a little
I need to
stability.
do
innit?
something, so I'm going to cut this up.
Yeah.
The build area is ready to receive visitors,
Start it up. Get
and
it
it's
going.
just as well.
Listen to this, baby!
Sounds
I'll be there in a minute.
excellent.
White van man, come on home.
That's the 10-4, big buddy. Come on, guys! Come on! Come on! Put your foot down! It's a runner. Come on, come on. Gives you something to get your teeth into. So, what are we after next? Need that second motor. We need the pipes for the paint arm, and any hydraulics you can find, any pipes you can get.
Right, walk around, have a look.
It's a great start for the cyborgs, and building a controllable arm should be painting by numbers for this trio.
Keep your eyes out, Mike. Yeah, we'll have that anyway. Pick that one up. We'll have that one as well. It's got pulleys on it. Get that ram off of there. To one hand.
A scavenger of bearings and a powerful ram builds on their solid start.
We're going to get the hose of that in a minute.
Yeah, come back with the hoses.
OK.
Meanwhile, Edinburgh stock car racers, the Crash Bang Clan, are still struggling with their delivery van.
Come on, guys, the race is on. Another team that are chucking negative fingers out big time.
With a bit of help, the scavengers finally free up the vehicle.
Come on, Shad.
What's your paint work? Come on, lads, we got to get on.
Having spent a good hour getting the van out, scavengers Fraser and Kev are looking to pick up the pace.
Jamie, I've just found a brush type object with large fins on it that would be ideal for probably painting.
Right, bring it, mate, we'll have a look at it. Sounds perfect.
It's an ex-local council sweeper used to clear footpaths, but there's a problem.
Metal, and the brush is running at an angle across the roller.
Yeah, the brushes are running at an angle, but the roller is made off like cardboard.
Cardboard?
Cardboard will help me.
Cardboard will just absorb the paint and it'll just fall to bits, I think.
Just bring it out, I'll look at it.
Right, get that back down. Careful.
A cardboard core is far from ideal, but expert Roo knows that on a scrap heap, outsized brushes are few and far between.
It's the job that is, that's going to do the trick.
It's made of cardboard though.
It's got cardboard like, but I think it'll be alright.
With no time to lose, Fraser nips back out to find some springs for his team's boom arm.
They'll do it.
Clearly, there's no going slow for this trio. With a vehicle and a sweeper secured, Edinburgh's finest are looking for more parts for their mobile paint roller. And Nippy Nipper Fraser is first off the mark, as usual.
Dad, I found pieces of airline. I don't know if we can maybe use that as hoses.
High pressure? How long is it? How are we going to join it?
Yeah, we'll just cut it and put like
a bit of insert
hose cup it.
So, after a slow start, the clan have picked up the pace.
Just give it a bash.
Which is just as well, because their opponent's build has already started.
Hello! Hi there, sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
So, you've got your donut vehicle back nice and quickly.
Something to get our teeth into.
Absolutely. What ideas have you come up with? The super sprayer, is that right?
Super sprayer, yep.
Something like that, yeah.
We're going hydraulic.
All right, okay.
Which is always a bit of taboo, but
Cool.
at the end of the day, I think we pull it off.
So how's it actually going to work?
We're going to put a boom off the back of the truck that's loose, almost like a crane. And on the end of the boom, we're going to drop like a head down, so that actually the paint sprayer actually moves up and down the house.
So obviously the hydraulics are going to cause the spray to go through the jet. And how are you actually going to control the movement if you're controlling it from down in the van?
Use hydraulics for up and down, and then we can physically realize it on a pivot point, and we can actually just move it backwards and forwards.
So you're actually having two sets of hydraulics?
No, one.
So having one set of hydraulics?
We're going to run it all from the same system.
Yeah.
Hydraulics work by forcing a viscous fluid through a sealed system of pipes and pumps, and are strong enough for all sorts of heavy lifting. The Cyborg's design originally called for two separate systems, one for the arm and one for the paint. But now they're combining the two to form one system and replacing the hydraulic fluid with another viscous solution entirely, the paint itself. They're hoping that the pressure built up lifting the arm can then be used to spray the paint. The problem is that hydraulics rely on a system being sealed. The Cyborgs have to hope that by releasing paint from their system, they don't lose too much pressure.
paint is going to be your hydraulic fluid?
Yes.
Wow. Has that ever been done before?
Probably not. But yeah, we're going to give it a go.
We like firsts on Scrapheap, we really do. We like a bit of bravery. Well, look, I can't wait to see this working. I can't wait to see the painter's hydraulic fluid. You're a brave man, Si. I'll come and see you later. Cheers, guys.
See you later.
Okay, thanks.
Right, back to work.
Okay.
Without further ado, Si and expert Richard set about turning their transit into a tourer.
Incoming! Hold on, just put the seatbelt on it. Okay, heads! Convertible! Excellent, right.
So with the scavenge well and truly underway, it's time to meet today's judge. In the world of paint, he's the brightest colour on the chart.
This unusual challenge requires a judge with unusual skills, and this man fits the bill perfectly. He helped develop the first ever robot painting systems and has spent the last 25 years making machines that can do everything from painting the insides of pipes to spraying the spots onto Easter eggs. He's Brian Elms.
Morning, Brian.
Oh, hello, Rob.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on the heat for us. Now, I take it that you've got the two very good examples of what the teams are trying to build out of rubbish that they're finding.
Yeah. The spray is fast.
Right.
You can get a much quicker coating on. The roller is slower, but has the advantage that it doesn't give any overspray at all.
It covers a big area, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
With each.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can see it would take
seconds to do
15 seconds, 20
yeah,
seconds to do something that size.
Right. So that's essentially what the cyborgs are going to be making something nearly as good as that.
That's right.
So the Crash Bang Clan, they're doing a sort of giant roller.
Yes.
What I really love about it is you don't have to take that off and dip it in anything. It just keeps going.
Keeps going.
That is brilliant. Now I know the cyborgs have got. I mean, they're really going for gold here because they're breaking all the rules. Because I know they're not only using the paint to spray on the wall, but they're apparently going to use the paint as the fluid that drives their hydraulic system.
You have to have the hydraulic fluid as clean as you possibly can for it to actually pressurise through the pump. Whereas in paint, of course, the paint has got pigment in the resins and all sorts of things.
Suspended in a fluid, right? So it's a very different type of liquid.
It is, yeah. It sounds a great idea, an opportunity to use the one fluid for two things, but I'm concerned about the actual practicality of it.
Yeah. So based on what you've seen so far, then, Brian, who's your favourite team now?
I've got to say my favourite team at the moment is the Crash Bang Clan because of the simplicity of their method and because I do know that rollering is less troublesome than actually spraying.
Still hard to scavenge, Clansman Kev has found some box section, while Fraser thinks he might have a use for this old fuel tank. The question is, will his captain and expert approve?
Steel tank, counterweight.
Tidy.
What are we doing for the likes of a pump to pump the paint?
Do you like a caravan pump? You know, like the little pump for the water on the caravan, submersible, something like that we're after. Or a windscreen washer pump, something like that.
You any ideas for a pump doing it there?
I was just speaking to Rudy now about the pump, Dad. We'll get to you in 2 minutes with that.
I can get my hands on a windscreen one, but I don't think it's got the capacity to pump out paint, to be honest with you.
They might have the judge's vote, but without vital parts, expert Rue's vision of a giant roller is starting to slip.
I want some rose-tinted spectacles, I think. Not steamed up ones.
And the news just keeps getting better.
Cyborgs, Crash Bang Clan, you have 7 hours remaining today. 7 hours build time remaining today. Thank you, teams.
How long?
7 hours.
Got any on there?
With a little more time on their hands, Bogner Bodgers, the cyborgs, are sniffing out ingredients for their team's super sprayer.
It smells of things, Gary.
It smells?
It itches.
Does it itch with bits?
Well, it's fully hydraulic. There's got to be some stuff on it.
Mikey's nose is twitching around a dilapidated beet harvester.
Well, that's a pump.
It's driving from there, though, isn't it?
This is the hydraulic pump, right?
Yeah.
But without the motor. There's the drive there, yeah? There's a solid, and there's a plate, 12 volt. There's the 255 bar.
Oh, wicked.
And seconds later, Gazza spots something even better.
Yeah, Mikey. You come out to where like the Anderson shelter stuff is, get these two spray nozzle jets.
Yeah, okay, good sec.
Uzi. Yeah, that other one there, Mikey.
It's part of an old military shower system, but to the cyborgs, it has potential to be a paint sprayer.
Of course.
So, will the cyborgs be able to build their spray system from scratch?
And can the Crash Bang clan get out of first gear? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to Scrapheap Challenge, where our two teams, the Cyborgs and the Crash Bang clan, are building painting machines that can stipple a house without setting foot on the property. Seems straightforward enough to me.
Bognor Regis robot builders, the Cyborgs, and their expert Richard Little have begun building a super sprayer using a white van and a hydraulic boom arm. A successful scavenge has put them out in the lead.
Mama's home!
And the build is coming along splendidly.
Jolly fine job, young man.
I'll let you go and get Kate.
Edinburgh stock car racers, the Crash Bang clan, with their expert Rue Victor Trott, are building a mobile roller with a counterweighted boom arm and a motorised paint feed. A slow scavenge has given them a vehicle, a power steering pump and a brush, but now they need to pick up the pace.
Take the van out to that digger, tie it off, drive away.
The Cyborgs look like they're unstoppable. Leading from the front, Cy has welded the runners on the back of the van and is turning his attention to the base of his team's boom arm.
Okay.
Afternoon, chaps. Look at that. That's well, I like this so far. That I love.
What we're going to do is just build up from here to have our central spigot on, and on top of that we're going to stick the universal joint, and that will be our up and down motion.
Right.
So that will be sending out about 7.2 metres from pivot point to
Which
end.
is a long way, isn't it?
Good old Pythagoras is taking the angle, and
Yeah.
we're obviously working off the hypotenuse, so this will be the epicentre of the actual build itself.
No, we've got epicenter, Pythagoras, and hypotenuse.
Yes, it's got to work.
It might sound like Richard speaking Greek, and in a sense he is. According to Pythagoras, in a right-angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse, or longest side, is the same as the combined squares of the other two sides. In the Cyborg's case, Richard knows that the distance from the wall is 4 metres and the height of the house is 6 metres, so the hypotenuse, the boom arm, has to be just over 7 metres long.
I'm impressed with this. This is looking good.
Okay.
Stick at it. See you later on.
Thanks.
Meanwhile, Gazza has scavenged some lengths of hydraulic hose.
The inner seems to be okay.
Smell it over the fog.
See? It's only the outer covering that's gone there, so we could be okay.
Once he has the Richard Little seal of approval, Gazza can get to work on his team's hydraulic system.
Next door, the Crash Bang clan have fallen further behind. They want to start building their boom arm, but they haven't scavenged enough metal.
How long do you need that? 6 metres?
6 metres from the pivot, really.
Struggling, like.
They need 3 6-metre lengths of box section, but they only have enough metal for 2.
So that's going to basically be the size of the boom, isn't it? Yeah?
While their mates scavenge more metal, Rue and Jamie can only make a start on the boom arm's base.
Yep.
Much smaller ticket, boys.
You need us to do build or scavenge?
If you can get some of that chopped up, we need another 6 metre length, and then we'll lattice her up. Yeah, we're going to, lattice
Crash
it
Bang
up.
clan, you're right there. How are you finding your team, Rue?
Yeah, good. We've had a little bit of trouble, sort of like locating a few bits and bobs, and as you can see, a lot of the steel around us is bent and welded back together. But we've finally got there, So we've got our main lengths that we're after.
You still have got an awful lot to do. If you have got all your parts, I have every faith in you. You'll put it together and we'll have a beautifully coloured wall tomorrow.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right, take care. See you later, boys.
Thank you.
With everything they need for their boom arm, the team can finally get building. And Rue cracks the whip.
You want to cut like 6 at 700? 6 at 7. And then the rest at 500.
Wagner robot builders, the cyborgs, need no such encouragement. Si is getting to grips with the prop shaft that will form the boom arm's pivot.
Does it fit on, does it? If we can get it down to there somewhere, use that line as our top line, and we've got a good chunk of support and strength.
Right, shut there.
Good job.
Eyes.
Eyes. Okay, tap that back.
With the movement of the arm sorted, Gaza has connected the old army shower units to the hydraulic pump, and it's time to test the cyborg's delivery system.
Hey guys!
Hey!
Wicked.
Job's a scorcher!
So, Brian, both teams seem to be digging into the job now. Well, the cyborgs, I had a good close look at their machine. I mean, that's really impressive ideas I think they've got there.
Yeah, they've got some nozzles to allow the hydraulics to actually atomise the material. That's looking quite promising.
And the Crash Bang Clan, how are
the
they?
Crash Bang Clan, they've got a very good base structure. They've got their beam made, the way the build's going. I think if that carries on, they'll get a result, but it might be the start.
So have you changed your opinion at all about your favourite?
I have slightly, yes.
Oh, you have?
I've got to say that, you know, before I thought that these cyborgs had given themselves too much to do. Could be they might prove me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They may have fallen from our judges' favour, but the Crash Bang Clan have certainly been busy. They've attached some casters to an old aluminium frame and are building a set of runners around it.
Is that what you're thinking? And then...
But hang on, that trolley won't stand still. It looks like expert Roo might have had an idea.
Just running up and down to make sure it works all the way. That's nice, that's running okay.
As the clan's boom arm reaches up the wall, its fixed radius means it moves away from the house and their roller loses contact. Because of the exclusion zone of the fence, they can't simply move the van forward to compensate. The solution is to put the boom arm on a trolley and move that instead. This allows the roller to keep in contact at all times, saving the clan vital seconds. But rather than a sleeved spigot like the cyborgs, Edinburgh's finest are going for an A-frame fulcrum. Finally, they're ready to put their components together.
Is that all you've done?
We've got to get rid of that.
Lads, I've just been out there, seen their vehicle. It's just bare.
Just bare?
Just bare, there's nothing in it. So it looks like we're doing all right.
Really?
Yeah.
But the simplicity of the clan's design has let them mount the entire unit, containing runner, trolley and the A-frame, in one piece.
Okay.
Little do the cyborgs know, but with a crash bang wallop, the clan are back in the race.
We've got 2 metres at the back, so it's going to give us plenty of dangle there, I think.
Crash Bang Clan, cyborgs, you have 3 hours. Build time remaining today. 3 hours, that's correct, gentlemen. 3 hours left.
Okay.
The last thing the no-nonsense cyborgs are thinking about is the time. There's a boom arm to be made, and 2 lightweight lengths of box section later, and a length of pipe for the control system, and it's done.
Ready to go.
That's it, isn't
That's
it?
it. That is close enough for me.
Next, Si turns his attention to the focal point of the cyborg's build, the spray head.
You just want them braced together.
Half and half, 150 apart.
While Si joins the shower pipes together, Mikey makes the frame that will allow them to slide.
Frame's done.
Both teams are now busy building their giant painting machines, safe in the knowledge that they only have to spruce up a house. But let's take a moment to see how they do the really big jobs. I went down to Falmouth to see a man about a job that can only be described as huge.
Falmouth Dry Dock is a one-stop shop for ferry MOTs, and Ian Robinson is the ferry company's man in charge.
Hi.
Hi. Now, how on earth are you going to paint this?
Well, if you'd like to come along, I can show you.
So what are we actually painting then? Like a lot of white and a little bit of blue, is that?
Well, unfortunately, I've got some rain forecast, so I thought I'd show you some painting down in the dock bottom.
Oh, down underneath?
Underneath the ship.
Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, by all means.
How much does it weigh then, the ship we're under now?
26,500 tonnes.
quite heavy, isn't it?
Yes,
Quite big, but also a huge area to cover in paint. Now, how many litres does it take to cover a ship like this?
In weight, 15 tonnes of paint.
Oh, you don't even bother with litres, you go weight. Now, this bit here, where it's next to, is different colour from the top bit.
That's right. This has a special type of paint which is used for anti-fouling purposes, so we don't get the barnacles and the marine growth.
What about actually putting paint on? I mean, is that a very high-tech thing as well?
That's quite low-tech, and would you like to see how we do this?
Oh, yeah, let's have a look, yeah. That is unbelievably fast, the amount he's covering.
Well, in half a day, he could probably do a whole football pitch. That's a primer coat, and then the anti-fouling coat on top.
That goes on top of that, right.
Yes, and that will give us a 5-year coverage of the ship.
That really is just like a roller, like you'd use on your ceiling at home, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, it's very, very basic.
Yeah. How many people then will be working on painting the ship?
To paint the ship overall, 40 men, about 3,500 hours.
It's all on such a huge scale, isn't it?
Back on the heap, on a much smaller scale, our teams only have 4 men and 10 hours to build their machines before they can even start painting.
Edinburgh stock car racers, the Crash Bang clan, have built a counterweight basket onto their heavy boom arm and are ready to mount it.
Woo! All day. Down.
An old car hub will give them side-to-side movement.
I'm ecstatic. We want to get this end on now.
Yeah.
By end, expert room means the business end, the team's paint roller mechanism.
Okay, we got to get the one on the bottom side, so we want a bit of grindy on there.
100 mil each.
2 at 50 mil and the other bits like at 100 mil. Yeah, and then we got room to manoeuvre with the motor, yeah?
And unlike the cyborgs, their paint feed system is very simple. The Crash Bang clan system will pump the paint from a reservoir. It travels up the boom arm, feeds into a pipe with holes drilled in it and falls onto the roller. But the strength of the feed is crucial. If it's too weak to pump the paint up the arm, the drip will barely be a dribble.
Dad, crimp one of the ends.
I could do that. I bash it one high.
So, Brian, the teams are certainly working very hard now, but it does really look like the cyborgs are leaping ahead, aren't they?
They have.
Even the swivelling spray head on the end of their arm is genius, little bit of engineering, isn't it? It's lovely.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I mean, one of the problems that the cyborgs may have when it comes to test is blocking nozzles or blocking pipes. They've got to pump that fluid at quite high pressure, haven't they?
There's certainly a doubt in my mind that they can actually get that paint to go through the hydraulic system and come out of the nozzles in a fan and give a finish.
Yes.
Where the Crash Bang clan have been very impressed with the amount of effort that's gone in and also the progress made so far.
They've got that sort of brush roller thing, which presumably is a sweeping brush, isn't it? I mean, is that going to be suitable for the job they want?
The actual roll was cardboard based.
Right.
So they're having to put a strengthening tube inside it.
That's the only one we got, mine, so we don't want to wreck that.
Who's your favourite team now, really, for the test?
I think I've got to go with the cyborgs because of the actual way that they've developed the whole system this afternoon.
Still oblivious to our judges' disdain, the Crash Bang clan are racing to get their roller secured.
What's happening there?
680, yeah? 685 it is.
Just knock one of them off and...
In their haste, Kev and Jamie have got their measurements wrong. And this is not the time for mistakes.
Teams, your attention please. You have 1 hour remaining today. 1 hour of build time remaining this day. Thank you, message ends.
Come on, boys. We gotta get on.
In the opposition build area, the cyborgs are mounting their spray unit with its adjusting slide mechanism.
Get that tackle there.
Ready?
Yeah.
Those cyborgs, they're very happy lads. They're all working together really well. They've got this huge machine. They've got a pump. They've got a paint container. They've got hydraulics that are all joined together. They've got an arm that they can move up and down. They've still got bits to do. They're not finished, but they're very, very close.
Well, over in the Crash Bang clan, they've built this enormous arm.
It does seem enormously
which is
heavy.
hugely heavy.
Yeah.
They've got this little box they think they're going to put all the counterbalance weight in.
Right. It looks a bit like a part of the Forth Road Bridge.
Ironically
Quite a
enough.
large part of the Forth Road Bridge.
I think they're going to use every last minute of their tinker time getting that going.
With no more time for mistakes, Roo checks the positioning of the motor for the roller mechanism.
Now you want to start at the front, Dad?
Yeah.
While Fraser and Kev run the paint lines up the boom arm and tie them off.
The cyborgs are making the final connections to their paint delivery system.
Down about there. Yeah, that should do, because that would give us the pressure then to feed through.
I'm going in.
Gazza has fitted a nozzle to his team's barrel and welds it in.
Perfect.
Couple of tacks, Jim.
And next door, while Jamie attaches the pipe for the paint drip feed...
Taped on the other night.
All the cyborgs have left to do is to run some cable to the spray head and add a wheel hub to control its movement. Get it, man. Right.
As the final seconds tick away, the Crash Bang clan fill the basket with scrap metal.
Right.
But the weight still has to be calibrated, and the roller and paint delivery systems are yet to be tested. Tinker Time is going to be busy.
OK, teams, put your tools down and the kettle on. Your time is up. Today we've seen the broad brushstrokes of your efforts, but how will it all look when the paint is dry?
Oh yes, teams, you'll need masses of masking tape tomorrow when you take part in our Scrapheap Challenge Decoration Dash. Well done, teams, great Bill.
That is wicked. You happy?
I'm happy.
That is wicked.
Yeah.
No, that's wicked.
Welcome back to Scrapheap Challenge, where our two family teams, the Cyborgs and the Crash Bang clan, are busy putting the final gloss on their paint delivery systems before taking part in our Decoration Dash.
A veneer of teamwork won't be enough for this challenge. Our families will really have to work together to win.
Our teams will start at opposite ends of our Scrapheap chalet and move to the edge of the picket fence. They'll have 20 minutes to paint two sides of the house, after which we decide who's got the fanciest finish. Doors and windows are off limits. Painting them means a door or window-sized area will be deducted from the team's total coverage. We'll also allow each team a 5-minute timeout for essential repairs.
Well, it all looks very pleasant now, doesn't it, Brian? Certainly the Crash Bang clan's mood seems to have lifted somewhat.
Absolutely.
What about the actual roller, though? Because they were having a lot of trouble with that.
They're discussing about which way it should rotate.
It could work, or it could be flicking paint all over the place.
That's right. You could have paint going everywhere.
Yeah. But, of course, the Cyborgs, their arm has got to be lifted by their hydraulic ram, and who knows if that's going to work.
They tell me that it actually goes up and smoothly, but it has to come down under its own power in steps. This, to me, means that they won't get a smooth application of the paint on the actual building itself.
I mean, have you changed your opinion as to who your favourite is at the moment?
The Crash Bang clan have come up to the rail.
So you're 50p possibly on the Crash Bangs now?
Let's each way bet, anyway.
A final lick of paint, and both teams are ready to decorate.
They don't trust me doing anything else.
Cyborgs, Crash Bang clan, there'll be no more waiting. It's time to get painting on the sound of the horn in 3, 2, 1.
It's not exactly a speedy start, but we didn't really expect that, did we?
It's a start.
It's a start.
OK, pump up, Gaz.
That's the one! Get up there!
With a little help from the team, the Cyborg's hydraulic boom arm is holding up, and the spray unit is nothing less than engineering perfection.
Come on, work!
But has replacing the hydraulic fluid with paint been a step too far?
Maybe it's because the paint's still thick up there.
Try again. Hammer. Right, turn it off.
When they were doing the build, we were talking about the difference between a squirt and a spray. But what they do, we never thought of the third option, which is the pathetic dribble.
That's right.
Which is what they've actually seemed to have.
Easy does it, mate.
Revs up, mate. Revs up.
Whoa.
On the other side, the Crash Bang clan's simple approach seems to be working. That boom arm is nicely balanced, and the paint feed looks powerful enough. But because of the steep angle, a lot of it is missing the roller entirely.
Is it going to be easier if we come out and do the low bit?
Yeah. Right, back a bit, Roo.
Down.
Back a bit, Roo. Down. There's nothing on the roller at all.
Paint flow is still minimal. Fraser checks under the bonnet.
Whoa! Red flag!
The clan have called a timeout and the clock stops for 5 minutes. They can now make essential repairs to their leaky power steering pump, which is feeding the paint supply. Luckily, a spot of gaffer tape is all that's required. Meanwhile, the cyborgs are making good use of the timeout to make repairs of their own.
So, Mikey, what are they doing here?
We're actually putting the pump back together. When we put the paint in initially, we didn't have it watered down enough, so thick paint went to the bottom, clogged up the filter.
So you've taken the filter out altogether now?
Yeah, there's no warranty on this anymore. So.
With repairs complete, the teams are back on the job.
They're off again.
Let's get it over that wall and let's start pumping.
Yeah, we got spray coming out.
Despite losing their filter, the cyborg's pump is struggling with the viscous emulsion. There's just not enough pressure to atomise the paint, so the spray unit is disconnected.
Left without a directional control system, Cy resorts to pointing the spray by hand. But in a remote painting challenge, surely this move is a flagrant breach of the rules.
Gently back that way, nice and square.
But the Crash Bang clan have got their paint feed working properly, and the steady Scots are stippling away.
You get this rocking.
Down, Dad, down.
The actual movement of the arm is working. They're pushing it backwards and forwards as they lift it up and down. That's operating rather well. But
the mechanical aspect of it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right there, right, up.
Good lads. Get the other side now.
Other side of the door.
Yeah, let's go to the side.
Having doused the front of the house, the cyborgs are moving to the end wall.
It'll scare the opposition if nothing else.
Their method may be crude and even against the rules, but it is effective.
Spin her out, mate.
Back. Mama, she wanna paint.
But the pressure is building up in all the wrong places.
I love it.
While the cyborgs desperately try to reconnect their explosive hydraulic system, the Crash Bang clan's steady roller approach is paying dividends. They've also moved on to their end wall.
Are we happy with that, boys? Are we happy?
Hold on.
Robert Talisa, the clan, they've really got the hang of this very long arm painting system. They're covering large square meterage with a sort of lovely stippled effect. The house looks very attractive now. I think it's increased the value of the property no end.
The cyborgs are now using their boom arm to aid in their single jet of paint. But without proper controls, they're going to need a lot of masking tape.
They'll run down the wall. Down.
OK, teams, your painting time is up. Return to the finish line on the sound of the horn.
Right, slowly does it. Whoa!
Well, teams, we had a feeling this week we might be setting a rather difficult challenge. And I think it's fair to say this feeling was borne out by what happened in the test. As for the winners, well, after the flagrant bending, nay, completely ripping up of the rules by one team, there is only one winner.
The winners of the decoration dash today are, without question, the Crash Bang clan!
Yes!
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 Now that was very good spraying, good quality spraying there.